What's up, y'all? So jumping into week 30, finally getting this out. This is already on Wednesday, the 31st. So going back on the 28th, I hiked Mount Rainier 6.6 miles with my wife. We walked all over on Monday, Pike's Place Market. We had the red eye home, which I basically did not sleep on that plane, which was awful. And then on Tuesday, since I had to roll back right to work after getting back into Charlotte, literally got picked up at the airport and dropped off at work. All I did on Tuesday was a 30-minute walk. So 31st of July, the last day of July, this is my warm-up stuff on the day. You saw some back extensions. I've been doing this little circuit as a warm-up, and I'm kind of enjoying it. It's also something you can easily put in at the end of your workout. But you've got leg extensions, leg curls, here they are here. And this is really lightweight. I'm doing like just random layers. See, single leg at a time, both legs at a time. I don't even know what weight's on there. I don't record it. It's just, I stick the pin in there and just go for reps. It might be 20, 30, 50 reps, whatever I do on that day. Leg extension and then right into leg curl, back extensions, and a little bit of med ball throws. I actually ran a half mile right after this. Actually, it was 0.6 a mile. Just trying to get some running back in to be able to slowly trickle running in and let my body adjust to some of it with some of the other stuff I'm going to do here in the future in terms of some physical stuff coming up. But deloaded kind of just to get back into the swing of things. So I had a power snatch plus 2 hang power snatches, 3 sets of 3 of those at 80 kilos, and then a power clean double, 4 sets of 2 here at 120 kilos, and then some deadlifts, 10 sets of 1 at 160 kilos. First 5 were double overhand and beltless. Then I got a little itch to have some fun. The odd lift du jour, 200-pound sandbag. So 2 times through this, it was 3 picks, 3 squats, and then 1 to shoulder. And I think it cuts off here. It's like a phone call or something. Maybe I got the video right. There's the shoulder. Then played with a bunch of Denny ring lifts. And I put them all in here. Went home, cut the grass, did some hammer winds. What a hell of a workout. What a hell of a day. I must have burned 9,000 calories on this day. It was hot, obviously very hot. Cut the grass and then got out and did some hammer winds. This was a 22-pound short hammer. Nothing crazy here. I probably should have sped this up. But just trying to get specific strength in here. Hammer winds and did both directions. I think it was probably 3 sets. And then some sheaf, got a bunch of sheaf. Now I'm going to jump forward and talk about Thursday because I don't have any video from it. It was at the firehouse. Hit 5 singles on the bench from 315 to 355, so 10-pound jumps, and just kind of see where I was at. Then did a couple down sets, some pull downs, and then some grip stuff for that day. And then we'll get some Friday video here in a minute. But sheaf has been I need to get back to practicing it more than I was, honestly. But start with some bottoms-up stuff, and it went decent. Obviously, coming off of Enumclaw, some things clicked a little bit. I felt some things a little different there. Now, what you do still notice, if you saw where that bag landed, I'm still hooking the sheath. So it's going to take some time and practice of trying to really dial in, like, how to tilt my hands, how to direct my energy in the bag, for it to not be pulling so much and maybe more of a lift almost. That one came off a little bit better. I can almost watch where the fork direction is, but it's hard for me in the moment to feel it, to make myself feel what I'm going for. And yes, I need to maybe move these ropes because I'm right inside that one. And it doesn't look like, it looks like I'm close. I'm not that close, but I'm also kind of close. I'm further than you think, and I'm also kind of close to it. So I don't remember this going terrible, but it didn't go great. Like, this was a middle-of-the-road type sheaf practice. I was pretty happy with clearing what I did clear. I think I did take it all the way up towards the top and just try to have some yank pulls on there. So, like I talked about, Thursday we had just an upper body and grip workout at the firehouse. Friday, this is Friday. So one that I'm going to go get back to doing, or that I'm going to do, is throwing Braemar. So I used to go back quite a few years, throw a 20-pound shot put for my Braemar. Here, I actually weighed this stone, and it weighs 22.1 pounds perfectly. So with the stone throw, going to keep mixing this in because it is one of my weakest point value events. It seems like we do it a little bit more frequently now. And let's be real, I just hate it. It doesn't go far. It's not as cool. But I threw my first 5 kind of non-reverse, trying to work on pushing long and not worrying about how far it went. And then my next 5 here actually get some reverse in and just straight up, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Just trying to figure out how to throw it as far as possible. Just effort. I'm not gigantic. I don't know. I wish this thing would go further. It's funny how much further I feel like comparatively my open stone is. I feel like my standing stone should be closer. I'll have to talk to some people, see what they think. What's the gap between a Braemar and an open stone? What should it be? How do you close the gap? How do you fix it? So, getting into weight over bar. Got Bill out there watching, hanging out, just intrigued. This is, I don't know if this was the 49 or not. I think it's the 56. That's a good day. I don't even know what I was looking at there, deciding if it's going over or not. But once again, working on the events that I suck at the most, trying to spend more time working on them, trying to improve where we suck. So this is a Friday morning. Actually, I remember this now. It's like I honestly thought it was going to go better than it did, and then it didn't, I guess. I wrote down I did 5 with the 56 and then 5 with the 49. Like I said, I thought it was going to go better. It felt better. It didn't happen. And then we threw 10 light hammers, and then I did 56, the same thing. I did 6 with the heavyweight for distance with the 56, and then 4 with the 49. Those went better than I thought. Light hammer was decent. Nothing really to write home about. Trying to get back to my practice best, finding ways to try to get a little bit better. Started to click a little bit more in that event, throwing blades back on after an claw. But then hit some speed deadlifts, starting a speed deadlift phase again, which I didn't video because I used the Tendo unit or the Vitruve's velocity base unit. Using that unit, it's just easier to not record it because you have to hit different buttons and then you got to look at things and it deletes it. Yada, yada, yada. Pain in the butt. So I hit those 10 sets of 1, but then you'll see at the very end here, inverse curl and ab wheel. I did some of that. And then Saturday, I took an off day from the gym, went out, did some work on the hunting farm a little bit, and then I walked that night. But these weights, this is going to be about the end of this video with some of this weight technique. Let's talk about some of what's going on. One of the things I've tried to do a little bit more of, and I'm floating there on that one, and this was actually still short chain, just through the WOD weight instead of manipulating them around, is I'm starting to try to figure out how to add a little bit more in my cast. It's like wrapping just a little bit more. Now, Kyle Lilly wraps successfully, and he's also a giant, so I can't do that. But I've noticed if I get my cast going a little faster, it makes everything go a little smoother. It's easier to turn, it's easier to push. But the problem is, can I go from fast to faster? Can I keep accelerating? If you start fast and you start slowing down, well, you're going to lose distance. So that one hooked in there. That's what the hard part is when you start making these itty bitty changes, is can you still improve? Like, can you make it add to the throw? So for me, can I add that speed in the cast and it add distance to the throw? That's where, like, for me, throwing the hammers, and this was probably just 10 reps with the light hammer. It was probably 2 to 4 with the 5 wind. I love starting with the 5 wind just to start feeling some acceleration. But same with the hammer, same with the add and speed. I mean, speed is going to be king. Speed, if things moving fast, they go far. But if I add speed too early in the hammer, I lose position and the ball gets ahead of me and then I can't finish the throw. And you're going to lose distance because of it. Same thing with the weights. If you go too fast in the start, if the weight gets ahead of you, you're not going to be in position to finish. So these are some of the biggest things that you have to think about when you start making tweaks is how is this tweak going to adjust my throw, or how do I have to adjust the rest of my throw if I tweak something at the very beginning? So for me, the way I kind of think about it is I really can't go all out speed on the hammer until the third wind. Now what I'm trying to do is start adding that all out speed in the middle of wind 2, I guess would be the way to describe it. And that's where I'll have some wonky ones. And then, it's when am I pushing? When am I accelerating? Where am I applying force in the hammer? Can I accelerate 360 degrees? Even with the weights, can you accelerate with 360 degrees? If you're doing that in the weights, they're probably going really far. But, so finishing up the throws, finish up this day, working the inverse curl, actually trying to work less and less weight on there. I'm really going to try to get towards body weight one of these by the end of the year, hopefully. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. It's not going to look pretty, but I might accomplish it, but it's not going to look pretty. And then good old-fashioned ab wheel, one of my favorites. Just getting it back into. After that ab strain I have, if you followed along long enough, I tried doing standing, and it scared me. So here, this is basically facing my fears, getting back at it. That's it for week 30. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you next week.